Okay, so this story's from like 2015. I think it's like 3 years after I graduated, and I just like ran into two friends. One friend I knew from high school, and like an associate, like a dude I kind of knew, and I'd seen him around, but like he wasn't really my homie, but he was a homie's homie, so I guess he was all right, right? You know. Ran into my friend Ahab, and it was just like around town, and I hadn't seen him since like high school, like 3 years past, you know. And he was like, dude, you fucking doing anything tonight, dude? Let's kick it. I ain't seen you in a fucking minute. Oh, shit, dude. Why the fuck not? So slide through to his place. Guilfoyle's there. This dude I didn't know, but like seen him around, and he like I didn't really recognize him because like I knew this dude from high school, but in high school he was like hella emo, and now he's like a fucking normie. So like it was funky looking, you know. I didn't recognize him at first, but he's there. And, oh yeah, yeah. I dap him up. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, Guilfoyle. I remember you, dude. So fucking slide through, starting up with the fucking blunt. That's a fucking entree. And fucking someone busts out some fireball, right? And we're like, okay, let's do little shots. And I think someone had like some Coors Light Banquet or some shit. So we're drinking some Coors Light Banquet and smoking a blunt. And, we're just kind of catching up. And it's fucking cool just seeing these fools again. And, fucking my boy Ahab's a welder now. Fucking uh, Guilfoyle, he's no longer an emo boy. He's a fucking HVAC technician. So his ass crawling around up there in the fucking rafters all day. And fucking one thing leads to another. And fucking Ahab apparently just picked up a fat ass truck, like a old Chevy 1500. And, homeboy was excited to fucking show it off. So it shows us the garage and the fucking truck's in there. And he's fucking vibing with it. He's like, let's go take it mudding. Like, oh fuck, yeah, all right, shit. So we throw all the fucking fireball and like the ounce in the fucking truck. Me, Guilfoyle, I have we take off. We go up to like part of town that's got all the mud. It's got like a fucking mud pit for like all the redneck kids. It's like in the countryside. Oh shit. And so we drive out there. We're fucking whipping the truck around, and Ahab's whipping the truck, and me and Guilfoyle are just getting into this fireball. And I'm fucking getting like drunk, vibing, and like just chilling with it. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the crossfade, and Guilfoyle's like getting mad. Like he gets drunker, he gets madder, and so homeboy's just getting just straight pissed, sitting there, just drinking away. And fucking, he starts throwing a tamper tantrum about some bullshit from the other night. I don't even know. Ahab did something to slight him or something like just ridiculous, right? And fucking, so he starts bitching. We have to pull over just to calm his ass down. Roll another fucking wood, and then homeboy's chilling, right? But we'd been deep in the sauce by now, so like all three of us have to piss. So we like hop out the car after like mind you like 20 minutes of just chilling in the middle of nowhere, and fucking CS:GO in the background. Uh, fucking so we're just pissing, and there's like a car creeping up on us, and we see the lights, and like I'm a gentleman, so like I fucking turn my dick to the side to the wind, son. And I'm not gonna try and just flash this car oncoming style. That's like pretty rude, you know. But Guilfoyle's a fucking animal, so he faces the car. Not only does he do that, but he starts like doing like the helicopter dick, and so he starts like just wiggling around in the air, and fucking, it's not a car, dude. It's a cop, and they blurp us for good measure because he's being a piece of shit, dude. I would have done a lot more than just fucking what we got. Cop fucking comes out and he's kind of laughing, and immediately Guilfoyle goes from like ha 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 like fuck you to oh my god, please don't fuck me, officer. And he starts like crying, right? And me and Ahab, when the cop pulled us over, like, we had been in the shit in like high school together and stuff. So like I knew he was a degenerate. I know he'd been like through the ringer, and so had I. And we were on that shit where like we ain't gonna say nothing to these cops, you know. And we look at each other's solidarity, like firmness in our eyes, like yeah, we're gonna make it. But we look at Guilfoyle and he's like a puddle, a fucking mess, and we're like, you know what? we're fucked, right? He starts crying, and the cop is laughing. He's like, "Well, why are you crying, bud? What's going on?" He's like, I don't wanna get her." And he says it. He says the one fucking thing that had been on all three of our minds the instant we realized it was a cop. Dewey. We knew there would be a fucking potential for a DUI, right? Like a cop with a wild hair up his ass with a fucking uptight DA could get away with that shit. So, even though we'd been parked and drinking, right, it's still fucking liable. So he goes, "I don't want to get a DUI, officer." And fucking. And the cop goes, "Well, gee, why would you be getting a DUI?" And he goes, and the cop kind of squints and goes, "Guilfoyle?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Hey, wait, aren't I your brother's parole officer or some shit like that? Like probation officer?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, my brother got arrested last month or whatever." And the cop says something like, "Oh well, isn't it a family affair?" And like me and fucking Ahab are just pissed now, cause like this fucking dude just spilling the beans, crying like a baby, just copping the shit we don't even fucking technically have done, right? Like Ahab's technically sober by now, and we're drunk. So it's a fucking nightmare. Well, the cop does a breathalyzer test on all of us, and I guess they have mercy on this fucking dumb redneck fuck because like they know Ahab. Like they were like, "Oh, like Ahab, it's a pleasure seeing you here again." And they're like, "Oh, well, you're new," and they don't recognize me. They do a breathalyzer on fucking all of us, and they go, "Well, okay, so here's the deal. Ahab, technically, because you have a suspended license, you shouldn't even be driving this truck in the first place. And because Guilfoyle here is drunker than a skunk and he's crying to his mama about fucking God knows what, you, fucking Skeeter D, have to be the driver." Like, okay, word. And the cop does some actual G shit that I'm really proud of. He goes, "All right, I'm gonna come back like once every 15 minutes for like an hour, and I want to see you like be sober and drive off, right?" He's like, "You're not super drunk yet, like you'll sober up in an hour, and by then you're good enough to drive off."